I'm the Queen of Daggers and I hold the cards. Welcome Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising to your monthly March overview. Rude. I'll just set these here. Excellent. Actually, that looks better. Perfect. Anyway, if you're new here, if you're returning and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button if you can before we get into this, so that I may better pick up on your energies and we can see each other more often. Excellent. Okay, so this is going to be your March overview. Your card for the month is the Lovers in reverse. So here's the vibe, Aries, okay? You need to connect with yourself. This month is about you in a variety of ways, beyond just this reading. There is something in you that's missing, and it's time to figure out what it is. And we're gonna get there. But first, we have a message from our angel, Zachriel. I am not a very love and light reader. I am very much a shadow work reader, so my Angel Oracle deck is a little unorthodox and not quite easy to interpret without the book, so please pardon me. I hope my reading voice is pleasant. Eternally lost, Zachriel carelessly winds and unwinds the threads of thought. Memory has no worries or concerns. You are safe to wrap yourself in the bands of time gone by as well. It is warm and safe within the fog of Zachriel. All you knew greets you, welcomes you, longs for you. The power of remembrance is balanced by the power of forgetfulness. Pouring memory into the cup of forgetfulness makes room for new memory. Zachriel is the angel of all memory, even memory lost. If you take something with you, you must also leave something behind. The signs of Zachriel are not a loom and a maze. So, if you're a big fan of maze puzzles, I'm sure you're familiar. This intrigues me. This intrigues me very much, because right now you need to reconnect with yourself. And in reconnecting with yourself, this means you must lose a piece of what you were told you were. There's something you were told you were supposed to be, and that no longer serves you, if it ever has. Especially because our shadow work card, our other focus of this month is the child I was meant to be. There is something people told you were supposed to be that you were very much not, and there is something deep within you that you have forgotten. You must forget what you've been forced into, and you must accept a piece of yourself that you've lost. I can't tell you what that piece is. I am not that kind of psychic, and nobody is. Do not let them fool you. This is a journey only you may take, Aries, and I trust you will take it well this month, for this is your time. Especially because my son was born in early April. If I recall correctly, March is also a time for Aries. So, here is my favorite deck, my first deck that I've yet to use on this channel, so I'm extremely excited about this. This is the William Blake deck. It has its own Arcana, Major, and Minor. And yes, I could give the parallels, but I won't. This is its own separate entity. William Blake is the father of the cosmic consciousness, the very concept of it. He was a scientist, a writer, in fact, pioneering in the 1800s, a white man trying to get England, of all places, to accept equality between people of color and white people. So, he was a man beyond his time. He did lithographs, he did paintings, all the artwork on here, all of the poetry on here. Those are his actual original works. I kid thee not. He is one of my favorite writers of all time, one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my favorite scientists of all time. And the imagery on these cards is more important than anything else. So first we have imagination in reverse, and this does not surprise me because there's quite a bit of yourself you have lost and quite a bit of yourself you need to find, especially with this man holding his lantern, going inwards. And this is not a journey to learn something new. It is reversed because it is something to learn within you. You must go within. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this in this reading, but that is your goal this month, Aries, to go within. Our next card is the Child of Science. Notice how children seem to be a theme. Your inner child. You must find them. You must listen to your inner child, for that is what will take you to learning who you are today. There is a pyramid behind your inner child. That is all you have ever known. That is all you will ever know. That is your key to your Akashic record. That is the only way you will ever find out the truth about yourself. Now we have the 8 of Poetry in reverse. This is swiftness. Allow me to read it. Time is the mercy of eternity. Without time's swiftness, which is the swiftest of all things, all were eternal torment. So you need to be patient. You need to look upwards to the sky. You are on the ground, okay? You are in what they call the 3D. You must look up into the 5D, for that is where you will find yourself. Not in the realm of the physical, but in the realm of the spiritual. This spread is for your personal journey. 9 of Painting, we have fruition. Blooming. This figure is blooming. Fish beneath them in the water. Water that brings forth life to all things. We ourselves are made almost entirely of water, and that is not a coincidence. This world runs on it. We even bottle it. There are 2 figures here, in fact. 2 aspects of yourself you need to connect. How long have they been disconnected, Aries? Think about that this month. Please, try to figure it out. Next we have the 7 of Poetry, boldness in reverse. The times require that everyone should speak out boldly. Every man should do his duty in arts as well as in arms or in the Senate. Right now, you need not focus outward like that. You need to focus inward again. You must find the boldness within yourself. You must be bold enough to face yourself, to acknowledge yourself, to find the poetry within yourself. You are not to go into arms. You are not to go into Senate. I mean, if those are your jobs, please, by all means, go into them. But the arts you must focus on are the arts of your soul. That's where you need to be, Aries. The art that is you. For you are a piece of art. I think, however, you may have lost the paints you once used to bring color into that world. We reach the 4 of Painting, means. Are you perhaps that dog on the ground, so far away, everyone splitting between it, away from it, as it sits, feeling forgotten, maybe, like a lost child? Or are you that masculine figure, surrounded by others, surrounded by these feminine energies, where you yourself feel like you are holding up the sky, where you feel you have been given responsibilities too great for you to handle? Are you accepting the help of others? And are you allowing them near you, or are you snapping and biting at them before they can reach their hand out in aid? You may have means yourself, but that does not mean, go figure, that you cannot receive aid in the physical realm when necessary. Perhaps the means to go within yourself may also be to connect with others. It's possible. Anything's possible, truly, in this life. We have the Woman of Poetry in reverse. In very, very small text at the top, there is to go forth to the great harvest and vintage of the nations, and it intrigues me because we are focusing here on your inner child. We are not going towards the vintage, we are going backwards. You are pulling yourself back into that cocoon, because it is there you will find your answers. If you have any questions for any of these cards, the answers are already there. They are within you. You have the Two of Swords in reverse, reflection. This is what you haven't been doing, isn't it? You've been too busy to take the time to be with your own thoughts. Why is that? Why are you ignoring yourself? Why are you ignoring your inner child? Why are you ignoring your memories? Why are you ignoring the thoughts you may need to write down, to draw out, to acknowledge with every breath as you run, or if you can't run, as you breathe, whatever it is you may do. Be with your thoughts. Be mindful. I'm not necessarily saying to start meditating or pick up yoga. I'm saying be with your thoughts and listen to yourself. Because in those thoughts, even those 4:30 a.m. nonsensical thoughts, there are pieces of truth, and I don't think you've been listening to any of them. Pay attention to your dreams. Write them down, please. That will be one of your greatest assets during this time. Two of Music is also in reverse, and that's contraries. Without contraries, there's no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary for human existence, and you refuse to see that right now. Oh, you refuse to see that right now, don't you? You've been ignoring these contraries because you don't want to acknowledge there is this dichotomy within yourself of who you are and who you were, the masculine and the feminine, perhaps, of good and bad, of the past, the present, the past, the future, who you were, who you've become. Celebrate it. Celebrate those differences. Celebrate those changes. Celebrate those two sides of yourself, the side that you love and the side that you hate. It is only when you join them that you will find true enlightenment. It is only then you will find who you are really meant to be. And that I would like to remind you is what this month is all about. Now I also did pull some cards for your career, now that we've gotten through all of that. I'll go ahead and check the bottom of the deck for this. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Energy. Interesting. Well, let's let you look at this. Take a screenshot if you'd like. You'll see what's important in that photo far sooner than I will. But number 11. You can look up what card that is supposed to relate to. I know I should be aware off the top of my head, but c'est la vie. C'est la vie. So, here's what the cards have to say about your career now that we're talking about boring, normal, everyday things and not the esoteric. Because I suppose people like to hear that. If I do a monthly love thing, it will probably be separate. We're focusing on self-love here. So you got 7 cards. Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Chariot in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you have these great ideas and you want to enact them, right? Now, part of you is holding yourself back because you want to share these ideas with the world. And at the same time, you don't know if it's the best idea, which fair, okay, it happens. But these are ideas. The thing is, you're so afraid you won't be able to buy anything with them. You won't be able to buy anything with them. And you know what? You don't have to be able to buy something with every idea that you have. If you're trying to start a hobby into a business, remember to enjoy your hobby as a hobby as well. If there's something in your workplace that brings you joy, that people are ignoring, do it because it brings you joy. You don't have to do everything for capitalism, you know. And if there are ideas you keep bringing to the table and they keep cutting down, save those ideas for yourself. Maybe one day you'll find a better company and they'll listen to you. Don't give it away now. Don't give it away now. The King of Swords, which is dissatisfaction. However, with the High Priestess in reverse, that is naivety, that's not seeing all the facts. The Six of Cups, you want to see everything all sunshine and roses, with the sun here as well. However, yet again we find the Lover's reverse. You are out of tune with yourself. While out of tune with yourself, nothing can truly come to fruition. You need to find your vibration. With the Star, perhaps you've been a little arrogant. Perhaps you're feeling betrayed or abandoned. By whom? By yourself? I hope not. But if so, you may want to work on that. With the Three of Wands, you may be in between positions, or you may be trying to choose from a new position, or choose to leave a position. Now that, my dear, is entirely up to you. But it is showing up. And given all of these thoughts and ideas seem to be at odds with your workplace, I wouldn't be surprised if you did choose to leave. Make sure you do find something stable, don't just quit on the spot, but it may be time for a career change, or at least time for a change in the focus of your current career. Maybe if you're a nurse of some kind, you might want to jump into another part of the hospital, for instance. I don't know. I have a friend who's an ARIES, who works as a nurse, so it was the first thing that came to mind. I'm going to use my son as an example. His whole job is being very small and getting new teeth. The Ace of Wands. You do have an idea of wherever you want to go with all this, and there's some idea somewhere in there of who you are. But the Hangman in reverse, you're trying too hard to rush everything. You cannot rush everything. If you try to rush everything, nothing good will come from it. You will curse yourself, and all you will do is focus on everything that fell apart instead of focusing on what's being offered to you. Have you ever been focusing on the negative aspects of your past? Have you been focusing on any of the good aspects? Have you even thought of them recently? Have you thought of the things you enjoyed as a child? Have you thought of the things that made you smile? The books you'd read, or the games you would play, or what your favorite color was, or who your favorite relative was, if they're alive? Maybe give them a call if you're in contact. What your favorite kind of cookie was, or something. There's something from your past, and you need to revisit it. There's a lot from there, I think, but maybe find one small, simple pleasure. And that will lead you on your journey to self-discovery. This is what I have for you for the month, Aries. You've been given your task from the divine. It's up to you to see that through. I know this is very unorthodox in terms of how I usually read and what I usually read, however, this is a very fulfilling reading for me, and I hope it is eye-opening for you. It is 1:01 a.m. Maybe that means something to you. Look up 1:01. See what that number means. It may be of great importance. You never know. And remember, the angels are real. For every piece of knowledge, something is lost. But knowledge is still fluid. You can always return a book to the library so you can check out your favorite again, you know? Kind of like that. And with all of that said and done, Aries, my favorite deck finally used on this channel. I will again request that you hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed this. That should you want a full reading for yourself for the month that is specifically unique to you, my email is down below in the description box. You may reach me there at any time. And after all of that, I bid you adieu. Bye!